Housing supply in South Florida is going up faster than a Falcon rocket ship. Why, you ask? Since August 1st, 2023, 6 months ago, surging inventory in South Florida is up 52%. I bet you haven't seen that in headlines. I bet you haven't heard that from any realtors. It's the truth. We're going to be digging into that today. But first of all, we have to understand about real estate. It's a fundamentals game, supply and demand. When supply goes up, prices fall, demand goes through the roof. When supply comes down, prices go up and demand softens. So why are we now with 52% increased supply, but prices haven't fallen? That's what we're going to be talking about today. But first, I just want to say thanks for coming by my channel. I'm John Whelan, Mr. Downtown Delray. Mr. Downtown Delray over there too. I want to talk about this because it's one of the biggest data points. It's one of the biggest topics that no one is talking about right now here in South Florida, and you need to know about it. Let's get into it. So let me take you back to March 2nd, 2020. You remember that day? That was about when the United States was shutting down for COVID and everyone was starting to panic. But in my weekly e-letter I send out to my database every week, look at what I wrote to them back then. I said that 24 months ago, that puts us back into March of 2018. Back then, there were about 54,000 properties available in South Florida in the MLS at any given time. But on this day, March 2nd, 2020, I said the current number of inventory stands at 14,969 units. That is a 72% drop from 54,000 units just 2 years prior. And you can see in this next chart, look at the inventory, how it was obliterated across the United States. It was just a sea of red from California to Montana to Texas to Florida into the Southeast. Inventory was obliterated. What was happening at that time? Everyone knows about it. That's when prices were going through the roof. It was a complete frenzy. Real estate was considered a mandatory business. So people were buying in droves, trying to get in front of the curve and make sure they got their property before there was nothing left. And then in a whiplash fashion, from 2022 to 2023, inventory rose, guess what? 100%. It went from about 14,800 units to over 29,000 units in 12 months. Back then, interest rates were still in the 4, 5, and 6 range, so there was still massive demand, and the market was trying to catch up to itself, thinking, wow, here's all this new supply, let's still go after and get it. But then around March of 2023, inventory once again took a turn south. It went from 29,000 units, and look what I wrote on my e-letter on August 1st of last year. Take a look at this. Inventory was down 21 out of 23 weeks in the first and second quarter of 2023 and fell and bottomed at 27,347 units on August 1st of 2023. Why? Well, let's take a look at this next chart. This is about the interest rates. We all know that last year interest rates were rising. It was a upward movement for all of 2022 and 23. And then just after August, inventory bottomed while interest rates peaked at 8%. Remember those days? But now let's stand in the present and look at how things are here at the beginning 2 months of 2024. Look at interest rates. Go back to that chart. Today, interest rates hovering around 6.8 to 6.9. 1 year ago, February, March of 2023, it was the same. It's a flat line. But inventory looks a whole lot different today than a year ago. Look at what I wrote to my readers of my weekly e-letter just a couple weeks ago. Right now, inventory stands at 41,529 units, and it was up 790 units from the week prior. And in the second week of January, it was up 900 units from the week before. The first week of January was up 1,200 units from late December. Inventory is literally surging faster than a rocket ship. And here's where I get the data. This is the MLS. Look at this. 41,501 units reported just here at the end of January. And now take a look at this one. This shows you, goes back to the beginning of August last year. Like I mentioned, inventory bottomed in Delray Beach at 997 units and is up over 48% to 14,870 units. Inventory is surging fast. And this has a big implication for sellers and buyers. For buyers, this is the ultimate time to get into the game because rates are stabilizing or easing, and you've got more options and more choices than you've had over the last 6 years. And here's a little piece of information you might find interesting. This is an essay and data that came out by Redfin that was reported by Inman News, which is a real estate publication for real estate people. Take a look at this. Here's the headline. Home buyer purchasing power rises by $40,000 since October rate surge. Remember that? So back in October, rates hit what? 8%. Now they've come down into the high sixes. Now people's purchasing power has increased by $40,000 on a national level. What does this mean? Well, if you are a buyer and you've probably been going to sleep going, oh, I got to wait for this market to change. Someone let me know when it's time to buy. Guess what? You now have $40,000 more purchasing power. Get back in the game right now. Don't wait. Now, hurry. So here we are in early 2024, the first quarter. And guess what? In South Florida, this is our high season. This is when we sell the majority of the homes because all the snowbirders are coming down from the Northeast and Chicago. Right now, surging supply gives all these new buyers and the surge of buyers more options to look at. Guess what? Over 40% of these buyers are cash. Those people don't worry about mortgage rates. For the other 60%, mortgage rates are down from 8% to the high sixes. You've got lots of options. You've got $40,000 more purchasing power. This is the time. So for you homeowners, if you're a homeowner, you need to get with me or your realtor and talk about doing an equity review, talk about doing a competitive market analysis, because right now is the time when buyers are buying. They've got lots of options. You want to price your property to sell this high season. And if you're a home buyer, I've already said it, your purchasing power is up. Rates are down. Lots more inventory. I'm so excited I can't even talk anymore. This is so exciting. Right now is the time to jump in the game. You don't want to wait till spring or summer. Things will change at that point. This is the moment. This is what we have. This is when to get your butt in the game. So that's it. This surging supply is a big, big, big issue. It's a big real estate event going on right now. We haven't seen it like this ever. Never in my 30 years of real estate have I seen inventory surging this much. So if you're a home buyer, let me know. Let's get together and do a consultation. Let me help you understand the buying rules of what's going on in 2024. If you're a home seller, please call me. Let's sit down and talk about doing a market analysis and a strategic pricing plan to get your property sold. I'm going to put down the links below for the essay to Redfin, to Inman News, also a link to my free weekly e-letter if you want to be a part of that. Sign up. I'll get it to you in the email next Wednesday. Do me a favor. My throat is burning. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some comments. I want to know what you're thinking about. If you think I'm nuts, tell me. But I think this is a moment that we all need to understand and act on now. I'll see you next time.